Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are going to listen to Max Verstappen. Let's listen to him.
Max, how was it out there today? It looked like there was some trickiness, shall we say, with traffic. Was it worse than normal in Monaco?
Well, I mean, Monaco is always quite tricky with traffic, but I think 2 times today it was quite dangerous, I would say, in FP1 and then one time in FP2, which is not ideal. I mean, I know it's practice, but it could have been, I think, quite a big crash, if you don't back out of it quickly, if you don't read the situation, but luckily everything went well.
In terms of the sheer pace, it's sometimes difficult to place you guys this season with having races where you've won and then not as competitive. Do you guys know from practice today where you're shaking out?
I think FP1 was quite positive, but then we made some changes for FP2 to see how far basically we could push the balance, and I think we just overdid it a little bit. So then, I just couldn't really attack the corners anymore how I would like, and then you're just like shedding a lot of pace, and the lap time was basically not coming out of it. I mean, I don't expect us to be the quickest, but we want to be, of course, a lot closer than what we were in FP2. But I'm also quite confident that we can be a lot closer. But Ferrari again looks very, very fast. I mean, the McLarens were quite close behind, but if you see over the whole season the pace, I think Ferrari again took a big step forward here.
Yeah, like for me, as expected, Ferrari took pace here. I was expecting that from Charles Leclerc, but I wasn't expecting something like that from Lewis Hamilton. But never mind. If we talk about Red Bull's pace, Christian Horner he was saying from Imola that they are going to struggle here at the Monaco. In a couple of years they were struggling a lot at the Monaco, but this kind of a struggle, I think it was a little bit surprise for me. Maybe they will find the correct balance tomorrow at the full practice 3, but I can't see any chance there to be in the front or second row of the Max Verstappen or the Yuki Tsunoda. I think they will struggle a lot on this track, but as I say always, we will never know what will happen at the Formula 1. We will have the, let's say, final conclusion after qualifying, because the race, I think it will be most boring race of the season.
It was Friday in Monaco, always important, always intense. Patience was required a bit out there today, but how was it?
Oh, amazing. It was awesome. It was just literally the coolest track ever to drive. The most fun. Every year is such a blast. It doesn't matter what car you're in. Of course, it helps when you're in a car that feels good and it's quick, but with the grip, the speed, it's narrow, it's fast, it's the best roller coaster ride of the year. So, and it's such a privilege, we're one of 20 drivers that get to drive this track. So I definitely felt this morning I was like, I text Ellen, who's been my assistant for like 20 years, and I text her and I was like, I can't believe I'm still so lucky to be able to do this every year, and I was so excited for the day. So it went smoothly. P1 was a little bit of a challenge, traffic and everything. P2 was much better. Got a little bit of time to find. Charles is very quick, but otherwise a good session.
It's a tiny amount of time. I think there's like a tenth in it, or less than a tenth.
Yeah.
So what's Saturday going to look like? You're going to tell the boys just to clean the car, don't touch it, setup's all right, or still going through data and onboard labs? What's the plan?
Yeah, so I think in the time, I think I can. I would say there's more to find in my driving, in lines, in braking. I've got 1/10, for example, just in turn 1. So but there's bits here and there throughout the lap. But then the car, there are like the subtle changes I think need to make. So I will not be making many changes at all. We might change one small thing, like a bit of tiny, quarter of a degree of camber or something like that, but maximum, I think that would be it.
Yeah, the car was perfect. Lewis Hamilton was perfect. I think I accept everything that Lewis Hamilton said on the driver's side to drive on this historic track, but for the viewers, for me actually, it's gonna be most boring race of this season. I'm sure about that. And also, as I said on the Leclerc's interview, Ferrari looked pretty dominant here. I think the fight will be tomorrow between the McLarens and the Ferrari. It will be very interesting to watch the qualifying, but I can say the same thing about the race.
Start of the weekend, you seemed convinced it wasn't going to be a strong weekend. Are you still as convinced now?
Maybe a bit less convinced, but yeah, let's say I'm not convinced the other way either. I think for now a Friday in Monaco is always very special, very specific. I think everybody's taking a bit their reference, so it's too early to to feel very positive about the weekend, but let's say that the Friday has been very positive for us. I've been feeling pretty good with the car. It hasn't started the way I wanted with the crash with Lance, but after that it's been pretty smooth, and I'm happy overall with the car.
On the soft tyres in the second session, there was at points where it looked quite special. We of course know that qualifying is so important round here. Does that one lap pace give you encouragement for Saturday?
Yeah, the one lap pace was strong, as I said, whatever compound we were on, I was feeling quite comfortable, and the lap time was coming pretty quickly, so that's always a good sign. As you said, qualifying is going to be fundamental around here, and we've got to be starting in front if we want to hope for a good result.
Yeah, as expected, if you have watched our videos yesterday about the Charles Leclerc and also the last part of the press conference, I was saying that maybe for today we will see magic from Charles Leclerc, and I think we saw that magic. Also, Lewis Hamilton looked pretty good today, pretty fast today. But I think, as always, like last 2-3 years, Ferrari is always strong here, and I think my favorites for this race, it will be Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton for the first and the second row.
At one point, obviously, are we on?
Nearly wiped out Sophie's phone.
I'm going to start again. It's professional faces. Oscar looked tricky at some points out there today with the handling of the car. Obviously, lost the front wing at one point. How was it?
Tricky, yes. I think just the whole day has been a bit up and down. I think when we get everything together, the pace is quite good. It's just not proving that easy to do at the moment. So some things to look at. I think especially for myself, it's been a very messy day. So just try and reset a bit tomorrow, because I think the pace in the car is there.
It's been something that's been said of the McLaren a few times this year, that the pace is there, but sometimes it's difficult to handle. You still finished through practice 2 in second, so is that sort of an accurate description from the season of where you are here in Monaco?
More or less. I mean, I think clearly Ferrari are looking a lot stronger here than they have done. But yeah, I mean, I think for today it's more just been on my side that's been quite messy. But yeah, plenty of things to learn, and I think tomorrow will be an interesting day.
Good luck, Oscar. Thank you.
Yeah, as expected, and also yesterday at the press conference, I was saying that McLarens will be dominant on this race, but if there will be a surprise, I said that surprise will come from the Charles Leclerc, and that clearly happened today. I think the fight is like between the Ferraris, and also it was surprising to see Lewis Hamilton at the third place, and his pace was very good if we compare with the other races and with the other practices that we had on this season. As expected, as I said, McLaren was so strong. Oscar Piastri, like always, better than Lando Norris with his pace. And also he had an accident. He broke his front wing, but let's say he was capable to finish at the second position. And I think, and also tomorrow we will have this kind of fight between Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc. And as you know, tomorrow we will have 2 mandatory pit stops, and let's say to make any overtake on this track, it will be very difficult. I think who will start first place on a race, I think he will have the huge opportunity to win the race. But let's say one more time, I think that the McLarens will be very dominant at the qualifying.
I mean, it's always good fun here. It's always stressful, but yeah, good fun. Just difficult to get some clean laps and things at times, but yeah, I think a nice feeling. Felt comfortable from the beginning, but yeah, need to progress more in some areas.
Oscar said that sometimes around this track in particular, he's found the car a little hard to get to grips with. Has that been your experience as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
In what sense?
I mean, it's difficult to describe the things, but you know, we're talking small things, like it's not huge, you know, but when you're talking about hundreds here and there, it's small, a lot of small things that add up, but just too difficult to get the braking right, to get the cornering right, to get the tires, the grip, the feeling, all in like the perfect window. So it's I know there isn't one answer for the question there. It's many different things.
You're allowed that. That's fine. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, good luck for tomorrow because he will need that luck with Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri. Like with this dominant car, he was struggling a little bit more than expected, but at least he is at the third position, and I think for the tomorrow maybe to qualifying he will be, let's say, at the front or the second row. I'm just not expecting anything worst from Lando Norris, but we will see what will happen. As I was saying from the other interviews of Lando, he will be for this season actually. He will be a good wingman for the Oscar Piastri. Just don't forget to like the video, comment and subscribe to the channel.